Hi, fellow UFC bettors. JD with Best MMA Picks here. Coming at you with a new live broadcast. We're going to be covering UFC Fight Night Dublin, Poirier versus Duffy. They actually changed the event name to Smolka versus gosh, I can't remember this. Smolka versus Holohan, Paddy Holohan. This event, actually, they changed a few things around. Mike Duffy and Michael Duffy and Dustin Poirier, they got scrapped off of the card. So I was kind of looking forward to that fight. I thought it was going to be a really good matchup and an exciting fight, but unfortunately, that's just the way things go sometimes. UFC, I don't know what they're thinking here. You know, they're going to try to salvage this card. We do still have some betting opportunities here to make some money, so we will go over this rather quickly today. There are a few fighters I'm not super familiar with, but I am going to be looking at some more footage. I have looked at a fair amount of footage on this card, and I do believe that we do have some pretty good picks coming on this one, where we actually have some chances to cash in on some good underdogs. So I'm pretty excited about that. So let's kind of get to the card here. I'm going to try to do a screen share, but I'm not sure if it's going to work correctly. Unfortunately, my laptop crapped out on me, and I actually had a hard drive fail over this last week. So I'm kind of dealing with that. I lost a lot of data, important data off my old hard drive. So I'm on this new laptop, and I don't know, how well it's going to come out. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay, and everything goes okay with this broadcast. But we're just going to make the best out of it and try to do the best we can here. So let's try to get this screen share going. I'm going to go ahead and try to share my entire screen. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. And we are now sharing our screen. So we'll start off with this card. Hopefully it's showing up okay for you guys. I'm going to bring up the main card here on the UFC website so we kind of go over things, you kind of visualize with me. I also have the odds here on another tab that we can kind of go over as we kind of analyze these bouts. So early prelims. First fight we have Bubba Bush versus Gareth McClellan. Bubba Bush is a Texas A&M Aggie. He was on the wrestling team there. Has pretty good wrestling credentials. He's had several pro bouts. Been fairly successful outside the UFC with lower end organizations or lower competition organizations. Hasn't had quite the success that he had in those organizations in the UFC. In fact, he was knocked out in his UFC debut not too long ago, TKO first round, I believe it was. And he does have really good wrestling credentials, though. This guy definitely has some endurance. He's got jiu-jitsu experience. But he fought against a guy who's on the rise, Kevin Casey from The Ultimate Fighter, a Gracie black belt, who is a tough opponent. He got knocked out, actually. Kevin Casey kind of had some weak striking holes in his game. They patched those up, and he came back an even better striker, much better striker than he was before. Looked really good, but Bush just ultimately did not have the striking defense to deal with that new Kevin Casey, and he expired first round by knockout TKO. So Bubba Bush, we really haven't seen a whole lot of him in the UFC. I've seen some footage of the guy. He definitely has takedowns. the ability to take guys down, the ability to submit guys. So, this guy, I believe, and he has power. Bubba Bush has legitimate power where he can knock guys out. He's not really a technical striker per se, but he has lots of power that he likes to throw. Real strong guy. And I think he will. This fight, we're going to see a lot different fight than what we saw against Kevin Casey. The odds makers suggest this one as him being favored as a little over 2.5 to 1 favorite, negative 272. Gareth McClellan is underdog at positive 240. As we can see here, the over/under is set at it's over 2.5 rounds, over positive 101, and the under at negative 118. My lean is for Bubba Bush to win this one, probably by a knockout or submission. Well, I take that back. When I looked at some footage of Gareth McClellan, he actually looked to be a decent fighter. Definitely had holes in his game with takedown defense. Spent the majority of his time in these several UFC fights on his back. So, whether or not he comes back and has patched up those holes in his game, I don't know. We could see a different Gareth McClellan, but I more than likely will. I feel that we're not going to see any different there. He does have some decent striking, tends to get smothered, and fighters that do smother him tend to get the better of him. Bubba Bush should use that advantage on the ground in this fight. We may not see that. We may see a low fight IQ guy come out, try to swing for the fences, and get clipped by a decent striker in Gareth McClellan. We could see an upset here. So definitely be careful with this one. I don't like laying that much on a newish fighter. We could see this one more than likely go under, although I lean that it possibly will go over just because of the survivability and durability of Gareth McClellan. So my lean is for Bubba Bush to win this one by unanimous decision. It's going to go over 2.5 rounds. So those are my two leans for that. Moving on, we have our next fight on the card, Darren Elkins versus Robert Whiteford. And Elkins is a longtime UFC fighter and in several UFC bouts, lots of experience. Robert Whiteford does have some UFC experience. He's a Scottish fighter, fought in the last card in Glasgow. Definitely looked pretty impressive. He had a first round knockout of his opponent. He looked like a good fighter to me. Looked solid against Paul Redmond, Daniel Pineda. I looked at both of these fights, the footage there. Looked really good compared to his opponents. He seemed to struggle with guys that tend to smother, like Jimmy Hedis, who is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guru. He actually got subbed in that fight back on October 13th, or 26, 2013. It was a round 2 submission. So keep that in mind. This guy seems to be somewhat vulnerable on the ground. And Elkins is the type of fighter who likes to smother guys and get them to the ground. So, I saw decent takedown defense with Paul Redmond, though, in that fight. And he must have patched up some of those holes over the last couple of years. Probably worked a lot on his takedown defense. And, I would say that he's going to be prepared for the takedowns of Darren Elkins. Elkins has kind of been on a decline, so we have to take note of that. His last couple of fights, he just does not look good to me like he used to. I don't know if his durability is waning at all. He's still a very durable fighter. I don't see him getting finished here. I don't see him getting knocked out. But I'm not too sure that he's ever actually been knocked out by anybody. So I think he's going to last this fight whether or not he gets the better of the exchanges. Robert Whiteford probably has a much better striking credentials than Darren Elkins, although Darren Elkins has fought some very talented strikers. So the experience advantage goes to Darren Elkins here. The wrestling advantage goes to Darren Elkins here. Robert Whiteford has a striking advantage, although sometimes he tends to drop his hands, and he does leave holes and openings to where he can be tagged and counter strikes. He tends to throw a little bit too much into his strikes and leaves himself vulnerable there. But against a guy like Elkins, I'm not too worried about that. Elkins, on the other hand, more of a dirty boxer and a brawler, takes a lot of damage. As you can see here, he absorbs quite a bit more than Robert Whiteford does. Although he has gotten a little bit better. So, this one's a little bit harder for me to predict. The odds are definitely favoring Elkins due to his wrestling abilities and his experience advantage here. I think he's on the decline. I think the more hungry fighter is definitely going to be Robert Whiteford. My lean is actually to go with Whiteford here. So I'm going to lean with Robert Whiteford to win this one via split decision. You can see the upset here, although if Elkins manages to get Whiteford to the ground, we could see him getting control of the majority of the fight. So that's my lean for those. Next fight we have Cathal Pendred versus Tom Breese. And Tom Breese, I don't know if I went over the odds in that last fight with you guys. But yeah, basically they were negative 150 for Elkins, positive 130 for Whiteford. And on the over-under, I don't know what that was set at. Over, everybody thinks that it's going to last the entire fight, which I do agree with. I think that we're not going to, I highly doubt we see it finish. Both these guys are pretty durable. Although Whiteford has power, so over-under is set at 2.5 rounds. Negative 209 on the over, under is positive 175. So moving on back to what we were talking about before. Tom Breese, Cathal Pendred. Tom Breese is a legacy Cage Warriors promotion fighter, 8-0. Most of his wins by submission, a couple of knockouts, I believe, which is a middle tier organization as far as fighters and the quality of fighters coming out of Cage Warriors. I believe he's also a part of BAMA, another British fighting league. Cathal Pendred is he's an Irish fighter. I believe he trains with Conor McGregor at that gym, and Paddy Holohan. So European fighters, two of them. The one with the more experience here is going to be Cathal Pendred. Of the two of these guys, although Tom Breese definitely has racked up an impressive record here. He has fought against some tough opponents in Cage Warriors. It's definitely hard to say how he's going to do with the UFC when he fights a guy like Pendred, who has excellent wrestling, excellent takedown defense, likes to back guys against the cage. Breese tend to bend to struggle in some of his fights when guys backed him up against the cage, and I see that happening here. Pendred is a very boring fighter. He doesn't take a whole lot of risks. He likes to mitigate as much damage as possible to himself, which I think is smart. Breese tends to absorb more damage, as we can see here. He's a much more pinpoint accurate striker, though, and he likes to throw volume, likes to throw leg kicks. This guy has wicked leg kicks. He's a little bit, he's a younger fighter, so he looks like he has a boy's body at times, somewhat, like he's not fully developed into, with his coordination as far as fighting. He's not as fluid like you see with a lot of the guys in the UFC. Pendred is pretty fluid, definitely has good transitions and takedowns. I definitely like this one as an upset possibility, just because of the level of competition that we have seen Pendred fight it's kind of hard to say when you see a new guy come in how he's going to be in the UFC, but apparently they are impressed enough to give him a shot in the UFC. And most of these youngsters will take their opportunity very seriously. So Pendred's a well-rounded fighter. He just keeps getting a little bit better every time we see him. He is coming off of a loss against John Howard, which was a very close split decision. He pretty much dominated the last 3 guys that he's fought, including a good grappler, Cathal Molotov. Took him down one time there. So, I like this fight. He's had a lot of UFC experience and success in UFC against other lower-end UFC fighters. Okay. Mostly been a gatekeeper, it seems like. He's fought new competition for the most part. Except John Howard, who he did lose to. So keep that in mind. He is a good fighter. He definitely is valuable. Breese more than likely will win this one, but if Breese can't defend the takedown against Pendred or gets backed up against the cage the entire fight, definitely could go to a split decision victory for Pendred. Definitely could see Breese on his back several times, but Breese is definitely really good off the ground. He has good transitions and good submissions. I'm not too sure about Pendred as far as defending the submissions. So, it'd be really interesting to see this fight, but I think Pendred's game as a fighter has got more experience, and I can't lay 2-1 on a guy who hasn't proven himself yet in the UFC. So my leans with Pendred for this one. I think he's going to get a decision victory here. He's going to probably go over. I don't see a finish here. See him being durable and lasting on Breese. So I go with a split decision victory for Cathal Pendred. Next fight, we have Krzysztof Jotko from Poland, or Polonia, wherever that is. Scott Askham from England. Both these fighters only have 1 loss. Okay. Askham, he does have some UFC experience, I believe. I believe I did see him at one point fight somebody in the UFC. I did not look at any footage of these 2 guys, but the last fight of Jotko's, I did see that one on tape. It was, he impressed me. I think I had betted against him on the last card. I was surprised at how well he did in the UFC on his debut. But it looks to me like Muay Thai striking, clinch grappling, cardio. Scott Askham is probably a dirty boxer and a Muay Thai guy. Although I don't know exactly what he's like. I have not seen footage on him yet, and I will be watching some tonight. Looks like he lost his first UFC debut, and then he came back and won via first round TKO. So he's coming off a TKO win. Definitely might be a little inflated on his end as far as odds. So it looks like Jotko is an underdog here, and I like Jotko with his kickboxing. He has a lot of experience there, kickboxing, and he has powerful strikes. He can put guys to sleep. Definitely like him here as an underdog. I'm going to lean with Krzysztof Jotko to win this one via decision, probably unanimous decision. Against Askham, I think he's just going to be a more dynamic striker, and I think both these guys are going to want to keep it on the feet. I think Jotko's going to get the better of the exchanges here, being able to use both his legs and boxing. And over-under set at 2.5 rounds. Looks like the judges agree with me here on a decision, or excuse me, the odds makers agree with me here on a decision. 2.5 rounds to go over at -184, and under would be a positive 155. You could definitely see a TKO for one of these guys. They're not guys that are incapable of that. In fact, if it stays standing, that may be a good play on the under. We'll just have to see come fight time and after me some more footage, but those are my lanes. Next fight is Erica Almeida and Aisling Daly. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Moneyline is favored for Daly. being the hometown favorite from Ireland. And Almeida is a Brazilian fighter at positive 118. Over under set at 2.5 rounds, with the over favored as always in most women's fights at 209, negative 209, and under at positive 175. I don't know much about these fighters at all. I tend to lean with the public here on this one, being an Irish fighter, having a lot of support. Although the Brazilian, I just have to review more footage on this one to really make an accurate prediction. And I will probably, if I'm comfortable with what I've seen, I will probably place a bet on one of these two gals on the side. But I definitely need to do more research on both of them. I'm not comfortable here. So, but I do lean with the home favorite here to win this one, probably more than likely by a decision, unanimous decision, to go over at negative 209. Same thing with the next fight. I'm not super familiar with either of these guys. So it's hard for me to really, tell you that I have a lean on one or the other. I've got a Scottish fighter with Stevie Ray, who has some professional experience, and a French fighter, Michael Lebeau. And it looks like both these guys, actually one of these guys is pretty well rounded, likes to strike, can fight off the ground. It looks like they're both making debuts to me. I don't know much about these guys at all. Footage as much as I can. It's hard for me to make a prediction here, like I said. One of them, I believe, is Ultimate Fighter. I believe Stevie Ray may be Ultimate Fighter. I do not usually watch Ultimate Fighter Nations. So it looks like UFC Fight Night, he has had some UFC experience here. I did not see any of these fights, so I will be doing them later tonight. So it looks like we have with him a TKO, KO debut against a mid-tier opponent. He's got 2 TKOs actually, so this guy's definitely a finisher. It looks like he avoids takedowns, so he keeps things standing, and then he finishes guys. So with an athletic striker with submission skills, I would probably give this guy the advantage here. I'm curious what the odds are at. Stevie Ray, oh yeah, definitely favored here, negative 505. I don't like the odds that are that inflated though with guys that are, he has UFC experience, don't get me wrong. He has several bouts, but they're not against any legitimately tough opponents. So keep that in mind here. Be very careful with these. I will lean with Stevie Ray though. And for this one to get finished under 2.5 rounds, positive 165, this might be a good play right here. I don't like playing these overs with these guys where there's such a disparity on the odds. So those are my leans for that fight. Seery versus John Delos Reyes. Both these guys, I believe, are coming off losses. Actually, no, John Delos Reyes, he actually won his last fight. I was reviewing some footage I reviewed plenty of footage on Seery. I actually really like Seery as a fighter. I just feel like when he can keep things standing, he's legitimately, he gets the better of almost every person that he exchanges with. Very impressive boxing, legitimate striker. But the guy his fight IQ sometimes is just not there. And that's why he has 11 losses. He doesn't make very wise decisions in the cage. His last fight, he's coming off a loss. His last fight, I feel like he could have won that fight easily if he had made better decisions in the cage. He needed to keep the fight standing. He pulled guard a few times, I believe, and then he just did not try to get back up after being on the ground. Very frustrating. Did not do what he should have been doing. John Delos Reyes, this guy is a Canadian fighter. I really feel like this guy is not, he's fought some really talented fighters. probably has the advantage with experience as far as fighting tougher opponents, although you could argue that with Neil Seery fighting Brad Pickett. So this guy is fighting Kyoji Horiguchi. He got knocked out by Kyoji Horiguchi first round. He's also fought Dustin Kira, who he also got finished by first round. Both tough, legitimate opponents. And then he came back and kind of got a gimme opponent with Roland Sangchan. I believe it was a Chinese fighter. I mean, that was a gimme fight for this guy to get a win and get back on another UFC card. He's going to get cut if he hadn't won that. So I would not consider this guy to be a tough opponent at all. Although I haven't reviewed footage on this guy, he's a Filipino fighter, striker. The guy's lost every single fight in the UFC. So, I mean, yeah, you can't really put a whole lot of weight on that there. So, this is a tough one for me. Seery, I believe, is a negative 156 favorite here. John Delos Reyes is an underdog. I've seen John Delos Reyes get guys to the ground before. He may try this with Neil Seery. Neil Seery does have some skills, submission skills. John Delos Reyes was one of those submissions with Justin Kimura. So, we could see Neil Seery pull off a submission victory here, especially being that he's at home in Ireland, having a crowd behind him, wanting to come out and redeem himself from the last bout in Ireland. Oh man, this one's tough for me. I want to take the underdog here, but I'm actually going to go with Neil Seery again for him to actually get things done here. We're going to lean with Neil Seery at negative 156. Get the better of the stand-up and the better of the ground against John Delos Reyes. And I think this one's going to probably actually, somebody's going to get finished here. I don't think it's going to be Neil Seery, but if you want to hedge your bet, go with the under at negative 100, under 2.5 rounds. Okay. Moving on, we have Nicolas Dalby versus Darren Till. Two fighters that I'm not super familiar with, but like I said, before I place anything on any of these fights, I always review footage to make sure that it's a good bet. We've got a Danish, looks like a kickboxer here, and Darren Till, who is an English fighter. Both of these guys are undefeated. Excuse me, long day today. Nicolas Dalby, 14-0, Denmark. Let's see here. Looks like he likes to get guys to the ground, actually. And this guy just completely dominated this last fight. Got a guy to the ground 6 times. Looks like a split decision. How that was a split decision, not sure. I have to look at his footage. This guy's got a karate background. So he has some striking skills. Seems to be like he likes to finish guys, but being that he's now against higher level competition, we may not be seeing a finish from either of these two guys. Let's take a look here. This one may be a good one to actually place bets on because of the fact that they're both newish fighters. And a lot of times things are overlooked with these kind of fights. Darren Till, 13-0 from England, 70% KO rate. We're definitely going to probably see a finish here. This might be a good under bet. Whether or not it's first round, I don't know. But usually these guys got fights. We have 2 undefeated guys. Muay Thai, Luca Livre. The guy's got fights out of Santa Catarina, Brazil. So this guy looks like he's gone worldwide with his training camps. Fought against Wendell Oliveira and KO'd him in the second round, it looks like. So this guy can finish guys too. Fought a UFC caliber fighter and finished him. big-time Thai boxer, looks like. K1 European champion. This guy's got some credentials here for the striking. So, boy, tough one here. I want to look at some footage. This guy may have some pretty good takedown defense. Okay, so just looking on pen and paper here, gonna probably lean with Darren Till. Looking at the odds, we have him set as a slight underdog, which these kind of fights right here, they seem to like to go with the underdog. You know, because he knows they want to make money off the underdog. I could see this one going to Darren Till. I can see this also being a finish here, where people lose money on the over. Under set a positive 160. So I'm going to lean with Darren Till here and the under. You know, that's contrary to public opinion and odds makers. But I think we could see some casinos making money off of this bout. So those are my leans on that until I review further footage. Next two fights, pretty excited about these. Reza Dadati and Norman Park. Norman Park is Irish fighter, really impressive record. I believe he's like 23-2 or something like that. Let's take a look here. 21-4 actually. So he hasn't lost a whole lot. He did lose, I believe, his last two bouts actually. I believe it was against Francisco Trinaldo and Gleison Tina. Just struggled. The problem with Norman Park is he ends up going to decision, and in the UFC, a lot of these athletic commissions, they don't know how to judge. So we saw, you know, with his last two fights, he lost via unanimous against Francisco Trinaldo, who just put up an amazing fight. He looked really good. And he was, I think, a 3-1 underdog against Park. And Gleison Tina was a 2-1 underdog, I believe. One eked out a split decision. Probably could have gone either way. But Park just doesn't have the ability to win by impressive fashion. Again, unless they're just a weak-ass opponent. I don't believe in Norman Park. Not impressed. Not convinced. I think that Reza Dadati is a freakish athlete, Swedish wrestling champion, really good wrestling credentials. He's going to probably be able to get Norman Park to the ground. Although Norman Park has really good takedown defense, Reza Dadati has some strength and speed advantages. And he's going to move in and close the distance. He also has good striking and lots of power, although probably not as technical of a striker. The feints and the movement as Park. He's just a mental beast and has subbed guys that probably shouldn't have been finished. Like, for example, Michael Johnson back in 2013. Dadati has been out. I believe he had an injury and he has just been out of the UFC, so he does have some ring rest there. But, you know, depending on how he trained and prepared for this, we could see a big surprise here. We could even see a finish. And I like Reza Dadati. I don't know, you know, I want to look at some videos of maybe training camps and see what he has actually been doing lately. The guy he's got the mental game, and he's just mentally strong. And I think that with the last two losses, Park is on a thin wire, and it's about ready to snap, and he's going to get cut if he does not win his next fight. So it's hard to say what's going to happen here, but, you know, there's a lot of question marks here. But I like Reza Dadati to come and win by an impressive fashion, probably a finish. You can see a sub or even a KO, just catching Park with some speed and some power. I like him to finish Park. I don't know why. I just could see it happening here, being that he's so athletic. People are overlooking this guy. I think that we got plenty of value here, 2-1. You know, as an underdog, I like this this one. I like this one to go under as well. I think one of the two of these could hit. I would bet the same amount on both. Most people think Park's going to be surviving this, which I would probably agree. The over here is just too inflated. It's too, negative 260. There's something fishy about that. It's like people are begging you to lose your money there. Put it in a parlay and lose your money. This right here is where the casinos can cash in. So, hard to say that if they rig this one or not. They want to make this card somewhat exciting and not a snoozer. And usually with the co-main events, you see a pretty good fight and you see a finish. So keep that in mind there. The UFC, this is all WWE promoting and shit. And I just think that it's been happening a lot with UFC where we see these unexpected, just completely off the wall finishes, completely off the wall shit that happens. I can see that happening here with this fight. So maybe worth a stab at those odds. Last fight, Paddy Holohan versus Smolka. Both great fighters. Very impressed with both of these guys. Although Holohan seemed to have, he's hit and miss, hot and cold. Hot and cold fighter. Really slick submissions. Really slick transitions and chain submissions. You guys got a really amazing ground game going for him. Smolka, though, also very slick with the transitions and submissions. Lanky, tall fighter. Probably the bigger fighter out of the two of these guys. Smolka definitely probably has some striking advantages and reach advantages here. So, and definitely volume striker with Smolka always stays busy. Holohan also does the same, but as you can see here, significant strikes, almost doubled out of Holohan. Takedown defense, not too good with Smolka, but once he gets to the ground, he has a tendency of reversing a lot. And he also has really slick submission game. I like Smolka here as an underdog. Everybody seems to be on Holohan. He is the hometown guy. We look at a little more footage, but Holohan seemed to kind of struggle against grapplers a little bit. And he also struggled against durable fighters that survived the first round. This guy has finished almost all the guys that he's fought, usually in the first round or early second round. Against the last two opponents in the UFC that he fought, Vaughan, who's also a really good submissions artist. All the UFC fighters he's got a decision with and kind of struggled to start to gas a little bit. He did get those unanimous decisions, but as you can see here, the numbers were somewhat even here with Vaughan. Probably should have gone to split, but he probably, he had an extra submission attempt, and he also passed more than Lee. Chris Kalades was one of those fights where Kalades kind of surprised everybody. He wanted to be a unanimous decision, just kind of schooled Holohan. But since then, Holohan has come back and bounced back with the 2 victories, so it's definitely on a momentum swing. Smolka also, I believe, has 2 fights that he has won recently in the UFC. So, we could see, this one's hard to predict. I like the Irish fighter in Ireland. This guy's coming a long ways from Hawaii. He fought Seery, who wasn't particularly Seery wasn't a particularly easy fight for him, but he got him to the ground and controlled him there. And I don't know if I see this happening with Holohan. Holohan's like a spider monkey. The guy, he just attaches himself to guys and just literally, if he's on top or behind you, not much is going to happen on your end. But Smolka is very slithery as well. So we're going to see a lot of the transitions between these guys where they try to submit each other. And it should be pretty exciting to watch. I think the better submissions guy, honestly, is probably just a little bit better Paddy Holohan. But here's the deal. I'm giving an experience advantage here to Louis Smolka, who's fought Chris Carriazo. Altic and Oskalek, who's a very good grappler. And as you can see here, he took him down 9 times, still won the fight. He outstruck him 92-60. So I like the busyness of Louis Smolka here. And just his length and being able to kind of dictate where the fight goes, keeping the fight standing. I think he's going to have a striking advantage over Holohan. Yeah, he's fought really good strikers like He's fought a good striker in Neil Seery, who's just an amazing boxer. So, I'm going to go with my lean to go with the Last Samurai, Louis Smolka, to win this one by decision. And if you put your money on this guy, you're going to get, actually, the odds have changed. He was an underdog, and now he's a favorite. So the lines are moving a little bit here in favor of Smolka. It'll be interesting to see where the lines go as we get closer to the fight. The overs, obviously, favored here at -209, and the under is at a positive 175. Both these guys tend to like to. We're going to see some possibilities for submissions here with these guys. I don't know why these odds are so inflated for the over, but more than likely, I don't know. We've just seen a lot of weird stuff with the UFC lately. It's really hard to break these over-unders now with all the weird shit that's been happening. Under, definitely a good shot, definitely a good chance at cashing the under here, because both these guys like to transition and submit and chain submit guys. I like to lean under a bit. But I think it's hard to say. Last 2 fights here for Holohan have gone to decision. So step of the competition, I just see Louis Smolka surviving. I don't see him getting submitted, and I don't see Holohan getting submitted either or finished. So yeah, I'm more than likely to go over, but there will be attempts at submissions and finishes. So my lean would be for to go over and for Louis Smolka to get a decision victory here. Okay. That may change come fight time though. So make sure you add us to Twitter and follow us and put on alerts tomorrow. So that about wraps up all of our leans for tomorrow. Starting up in the morning, Pacific time, I believe it's 10 a.m. First bout. And we will post our official plays and units tomorrow morning, just before the prelims. We'll probably be posting them all at once tomorrow, just because I'm going to have to work tomorrow. I do have a normal professional job as well. But those are the leans for tomorrow. I hope that everybody cashes, and I hope that it's a successful day tomorrow. There's not a whole lot of fights on this card. Carefully, but I don't think we're going to see as much weird stuff that we've seen in the past with the bigger cards, the primetime cards, like what I like to call them. So there are definitely some good opportunities here for some wins. So let's get in the green tomorrow and stay tuned because I'm going to actually post a shortened version of this breakdown. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to post a full breakdown of the cards that I post, and then I'm going to also post kind of like a condensed version of just the leans, a quick synopsis, not even a full breakdown, just leans, straight up leans. And it's going to be like a minute or two long on Periscope. If you don't want to listen to the whole breakdown, obviously, some people find this boring, and that's fine. I'm not here to try to fucking entertain people, but I'm here to try to get people money. So if you think it's boring, what the fuck, I don't care. That's fine. Think it's boring. You can watch the condensed version if you don't want to hear a bunch of bullshit about stats and previous fights. Um, and I'll be posting that on Periscope, which you can access through my Twitter at Best MMA Picks. I'll probably be doing that a little later tonight or first thing early tomorrow morning, pre-fight. And for the people that don't want to, from here on out, I'll be doing two. So I'll do the main breakdown on YouTube. Then I'll be doing a really short condensed, just leans on Periscope. So make sure if you haven't already subscribed, click on the subscribe button below. Best MMA Picks. Follow us on Twitter as well. Twitter.com/Best MMA Picks or at Best MMA Picks. We do like to cover some other sports or other handicappers occasionally. Stuff that we're interested in, or if we see solid stuff from other handicappers, we do post or retweets. Take those however you want. But if you don't like hearing stuff like that during the week when there aren't UFC fights, just shut alerts off. And then 1 or 2 days or the day of a main fight card, you can re-add us to alerts again. That way you get all of the live plays as they come and as we post them. So good luck to everybody tomorrow. Have a good night. Stay safe out there Friday night. Don't drink too much. And tomorrow's going to be a good day. So thanks for viewing. And be sure to add us again. And it should be exciting day tomorrow.